magnificent mid-century Met. Exterior, a Broadway theater, stage door, day, August 1950. A long line of auditionees, at the end of which is a tall, impressively built young man with a Midwestern accent. The baritone Cornell McNeil, age 28. Merrill approaches McNeil.
I've got an audition at this theater.
Join the line, pal.
Merrill stands behind McNeil.
Say, do you know Frank Loser?
No, Loser. I was in his show, Where's Charlie? Chorus baritone, understudy. I got to sing with Ray Bolger. My voice is better than Bolger's.
A real testament to him, huh? Listen, can I go in front of you?
What for?
Because Loser asked me personally to sing for him. You see, I'm...
Leonard Warren appears.
There you are, Bob. Rudolph Bing, the new general manager, wants to meet you right away.
Merrill looks at McNeil and shrugs. Interior, Rudolph Bing's office, later. Rudolph Bing, 48, dress and manner redolent of pre-World War II Vienna, sits behind his desk. Merrill sits in the chair.
It is so much worse to be a mediocre artist than to be mediocre post office clerk.
So vocally we're great. Acting-wise, we're anything but. We're playing around.
Yes, though it was partly the fault of our limited stagecraft, our outdated productions. I was shocked when I first arrived here to find a Madame of Butterfly with painted cherry blossoms and a Don Carlo last taken out of storage the year Caruso died. If the war years put the Met in a bad way, then the younger generation will make it glorious again, starting with a new production of Don Carlo in which I've cast you as Rodrigo, Carlo's friend. The stage director will be Margaret Webster, and NBC Television will transmit the premiere as it's taking place.
He consults an antique pocket watch on his desk.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a very young soprano to audition. She comes from the Bronx, I understand.
Interior, Met, ladies' lounge, later. Roberta Peerce, age 19, 5'2", pert, blue-eyed brunette, clad in an old dress and a new hat, stands before an audience of well-dressed ladies and one less well-dressed lady. Her own mother, Ruth Peterman, 45, inartistic yet something of a stage mother, speaks with a Yiddish-tinged Lower East Side accent. German maestro Max Rudolph, 48, sits at the piano. Bing stands behind Roberta.
Ladies, allow me to present you Miss Roberta Peters.
Applause. Dutifully, Roberta curtsies.
Today she will sing Caro Nome from Rigoletto by Verdi.
At the tempo and with the cadenza we discussed. Maestro?
That goes without saying, Mrs. Peterman. Whenever you're ready, Miss Peters.
Blushing furiously, Roberta nods to Rudolph, who plays the introduction to Caro Nome. Roberta sings the aria's first phrases. Her tone is silvery, ethereal. Interior, Bing's office, later. With Ruth and Bing looking on, Roberta uses a fountain pen to sign a Met contract. Insert contract. I, Roberta Peters, agree to sing 5 performances as the Queen of the Night in Mozart's The Magic Flute, commencing January 12, 1951, and 3 additional performances on tour. Interior, apartment, living room, night, November 1950. Roberta, wearing her hat and a coat and carrying a purse, paces before a window. She stops and stares out the window into the darkness of Broadway and 71st Street. The front door opens. Ruth enters. Roberta jumps and runs to her.
Oh, Mother, I wish there was some way I could have phoned you.
Ruth glances at her wristwatch.
Phone me, Roberta. Why? What's wrong? It's just 6 now. Don Giovanni doesn't start until...
Nadine Corner canceled. Bing wants me to sing in her place. You'll be watching from a box seat, he said, but I gotta be at the Met by 7.
Interior, a taxi, later, night. Roberta with Ruth in the backseat of a taxi, which is crawling along in Manhattan rush hour traffic.
Can't we bypass all this traffic, driver?
What do I look like, ma'am? The commander of the Graf Zeppelin?
The taxi stops. Traffic is at a standstill. Roberta moans.
Why didn't you sign that Broadway contract like I wanted?
What? You think Nanette Fabre just gets stuck in traffic?
Yeah, we're going nowhere here. Jump out, you two. Take the subway.
Roberta opens the taxi door, pops out, and makes a run for the subway station. Ruth hands the driver a few pennies.
3 cents?
When my daughter's a big star at the Met, she'll send you the other 47.
Exits the cab, slams the door, and follows Roberta. Interior, backstage hallway, Met, day. Row of dressing rooms. Young Peerce walks along. From behind one closed door comes the sound of a tenor voice. Tucker's, singing Franck's Panis Angelicus. Peerce perks up, frowns, and knocks on the door. Singing stops. Richard Tucker opens the door, sees Peerce. Mutual dislike hangs in the air.
Yeah.
Panis Angelicus?
I'm singing it as a favor for a priest friend of mine. Go nag Lenny Warren if you want to nag someone.
Jan? Nag Leonard? Why should I?
Interior, a recording studio, day. Peerce and Warren together. Both hold scores for Verdi's Rigoletto. The mood is tense.
Ave Maria?
For me, it's like singing scales.
Even to warm up his voice? Why should a Jew sing a song about the Mother of God? Why not use Largo al Factotum? Or, oh, what a beautiful morning? Or, Eli, Eli.
Eli, Eli?
Eli, sorry.
Jan, it isn't just something I would think to sing. My mother, I can tell you, kept a kosher cupboard in the kitchen for fear of her mother shunning her if she didn't. Frankly, I admire my wife's Catholic faith. There's a religion that has things well defined. If I had my choice.
Peerce is visibly alarmed. Interior, a Jewish delicatessen, day. Merrill and Peerce sit opposite each other at a table.
When I reminded him how you and I
And Richard.
used to be cantors at Jenny Grossinger's, he mentioned singing arias to the Fairmont Hotel, like it was some hoity-toity thing, like he was trying to lord it over us or something.
Jacob, forget it, okay? The whole thing's trivial.
That a Jew wants to leave the faith of his fathers is trivial?
Is that what Leonard said?
He almost said it. I get the idea he's looking for something he thinks he can't find as a Jew. What does he want, I wonder?
Music, investments, and processions, probably. Boris Godunov, Don Carlo, but Jan, why should Leonard's life be your concern?
Because at a time like this, we can't afford to lose any Jews to conversion, to intermarriage. Which reminds me.
He hands Merrill an opera ticket. Insert ticket as Merrill looks at it. The Metropolitan Opera presents Mozart's Don Giovanni, November 21st, 1950, 8 p.m., box. Interior, Met, box/stage, night. Box near the stage. Merrill and Peerce seated side by side. On stage is Don Giovanni, Act 1. Roberta as Zerlina and German baritone Paul Schoeffler, 53, as Giovanni sing the final minute of La Ci darem la mano. Merrill watches Roberta, a grinning Peerce watches him, watching her. Applause when the duet ends.
Brava!
Interior, backstage later, after the opera. Roberta, still in costume, converses with Merrill. Smiling, Peerce looks on.
Utrecht High School, class of 1934.
Utrecht High School? That's in Holland.
There's another one in Brooklyn.
Oh, I didn't know it. I dropped out of school, in fact.
No kidding. Why?
My singing teacher was strict. To strengthen my breathing, he used to stand on my stomach. Anyway, he wanted me to study for the opera full time. Sight reading, vocalizes, languages.
When she was just 14, Roberta read The Inferno in Italian.
And to think I barely got through Tom Sawyer in English. It sure is remarkable what you've achieved in opera already, Roberta. My mother had ambitions, but they died the day she left Poland.